Good day. This is the long version of the tutorial on Google Drive, about 10 to 12 minutes for this video. This will give you some of the ideas of what you can do using your Google Drive, which is basically your share folder as a part of the Google Apps for Education suite. As you can see, there are lots of moving parts on this page. I'm going to walk through what some of the menu items have so that it makes it a little bit easier for you. Number one, over here on the left side, you can see that there's a button that says My Drive. That has everything that you have saved to your drive in it. If you had any folders, they would be underneath here. I currently don't have any folders underneath my drive. You have Shared with Me. That's documents that other people have shared. Looks like I have a shared document here from Rob Walker and then another piece here from Erica Chandler. So anybody that shared a document with you, it's going to be in there. Here's a list of starred items. So if you go up here and you see we star an item, it appears here. So that's one way you can kind of save your favorites or things that you're currently working on. And then when you unstar that, it goes back away. You have the recent file. I try to use that quite a bit. Basically, what that does is looks at the last time it was opened by you. And so unlike other documents that might say in this spot, last modified, which could be by anyone, these are actually ones that have been modified by you. And you can see that it's opened by you, edited by you, or last modified. You can do any of those. And then under More, you're going to have things like you can search all items, items in the trash. And this is the one I think is kind of important that gets hidden here, is you can search by different types of documents. So you say, I know for sure that it's an image that's in there. You can do that. I know it's a form. You can search by that. It's another way to kind of narrow your search, especially if you have one of those documents that has a fantastic title like Untitled Presentation. Next thing I want to talk about is the Create button. And if you click on Create, all of your options should be here. You can create a folder, which is just a way to organize. So I want to create a folder and call that Mornet Training. You can do that, and it creates a folder. And as you can see, as soon as you make a folder, it puts it underneath My Drive. One of the things that you want to know about folders is that you can share the entire folder. So if you're sharing the entire folder, that means anything that you put in there can be seen by anyone else on the team that you're sharing it with. So this is a great way to put information in a space that everyone can access, everyone can come back to, and it's all organized. And you can, move it to wherever you'd like. You can change the color of it. I guess I can make that file red, so you can kind of organize your things there. Also under Create, there's Document, which is this close to a Word file as you get, and many of you have probably already seen those. You can do a presentation. Many of my presentations fall under there as opposed to PowerPoint now. But the nice thing is you can create a presentation and then download it as a PDF or a PowerPoint or any of those things. Google Spreadsheet. And then one of the most powerful things I think is the Google Form, which allows you to gather data very quickly from your classes and from your students, and that dumps back into a spreadsheet. And so at a later time, we can go through each of those and talk about how you can use those in your class. And then Google does allow you to add some additional things. I have some mind mapping, I have a lucid chart diagram, and then somehow this thing about faxes was added here. But if you go down here to connect more apps, you can see that it allows you to add, there we go, tons and tons of different types of items that may fit what you're doing, including video that works really well. For math, you can add GeoGebra, and the list goes on and on. But as you can see, good things that you can add into this space to help with the things that you're trying to do. File converter, that sort of thing. All right, so we go back here. This button right next to it's an important button also. It is the upload button. You click on there. It allows you to upload files. And so, slowly. All right, after I clicked on files here, my files popped up over here. And this allows you to go into your computer and add, say I want to add this PDF file. I'm going to click on it and drag. And as you do that, it's going to allow you to add that to your Google Drive, which allows you to share it, allows you to modify it. But if you have files that are kind of all over the place, or you're trying to move them in to one single location, your drive might be an option for that. Let's talk a little bit more about adding a file. Try to do this and see what happens here. So stick with me here. Oh, it's not going to want to help me out here. All right, say though that I want to add one of the files that's on my desktop. This happens to be a document here. I can pick up that document and drag it in to this space. And this screen below here is going to pop up, and I want to talk about that screen just for a second. See if I can make sure that, yeah, here we go. This document gets uploaded. A couple things you want to think about when you're uploading documents is this button right here. It's called conversion. If you want a document that you uploaded to keep its file type, like this is a Word document, you want to make sure conversion's off. If conversion is on, it's going to create that into a Google Doc and not into the current file format that it has. And then also, once you do that, you can go immediately to sharing that file to whomever you'd like. Let's see. And so this gives you those settings. Convert uploaded files to Google Doc format, or convert text from uploaded PDF and image files. So basically, if you have conversion off, that allows you to continue to just dump files in here and not have to change their file type. So easy enough, any files you have, you can just drag and drop into your drive, and that makes it really easy to keep everything in one place. I think it's important that we look under here in the settings. Not as many settings as you find in the Gmail, but there are some settings. There's the upload settings we talked about. There is another settings bar. Let's see what we can find under here. See, not too much. It's going to tell you how much you've used. It's going to tell you just some odds and ends. But the settings, for the most part, on Google Drive are really embedded within what it's going on here. Finally, you can choose to sort in a whole bunch of different ways. By edited, by modified, by title, by owner. So you can do it here, or you can double click here, or on the title, and it's going to organize that by title. You can see it quickly became the numbers here. Finally, if you want to see all these as a grid, you can do that. That helps out a little bit if you know what the document you're looking for looks like, but you don't know exactly what the name of it is. And so that's a nice little tip also when it comes to Drive. All right, just a kind of final couple things. I'm going to run quickly through these documents so you can see that this is what it looks like to open a Google Doc. You can type in here. You can do whatever you need to do in here. And then there's some really nice features that exist that you don't find in other places. One, you're able to, all the kind of things you would do in Word, but you can download as all of these files. You can email and the attachment, and you can email the people collaborating. But the one I like most is this about C revision history. And as you make changes to this document, the revision history changes. So maybe you made a mistake and you wanted to go back to where it was 2 days ago. That's all listed right here in revision history, which makes it really nice to be able to deal with the documents. And then again, you can come up to these spaces here and share the document. And then this comes up. there's some things here. You can change this to people with an at Afton with the link, people in Afton School District, anyone, or the public. And so if you want to change it to anyone with the link, then you can come down here and you can do can view, can comment, can edit. So lots of different options as you do this. And now if I wanted to cut and paste this link right here, it would be ready for anyone else to see that. And so really nice options that exist there. Finally, you can comment. If you're working on this collaboratively with someone, you can type your comment in and leave a comment. And so two people going back and forth can really work simultaneously and asynchronously on this document. So two people could actually be working on this document typing at the same time, which is another huge benefit that you don't get when you're using a Word file, that you have to keep changing the name or updating it in order for folks to see that. All right, let's go back, and I just want to quickly show you a Google presentation. It's going to look very familiar to a lot of folks that have used PowerPoint. You can choose your theme. You can, insert slide. Now you're not going to get all the bells and whistles, but it definitely works to what you need to do to make pretty high quality presentations. And again, you can share this with students and then allow your students to maybe all do one slide for the presentation. And that way they can showcase their learning. Everyone else can see what's going on. A lot of options when you start using Google Presentation. All right, so I think that wraps up our tutorial on Google Drive. They're just touching the surface of what this can do. But hopefully some of these things head you down the right direction to using this great collaborative tool.